Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a old school bodybuilding training day. So we started Monday off with, again, a full body. Decided to do, obviously, I think I'm going to do more squatting than deadlifting, obviously. So if I do 5 days, it'll probably be 3 days of squats. So we always start with a squat or a deadlift. I'm going to kind of continue with doing like the breathing squats here. I went high bar today. I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to really kind of chase this, if we're going to go after hypertrophy with this, I don't necessarily need a power squat. Let's just high bar squat. So again, a narrower stance, the bar in a high bar position. And man, I'd stopped at 12, like 315 for 12 doing high bar. Whew, it was plenty. Definitely felt the training stimulus. So the other thing is, yeah, I mean, my volumes for quads are going to be a little lower, and that's okay, right? Because usually I do 2 sets of the deadlifts. We can do one all-out set of squats to where we take kind of that 10 rep max, and then we try to do additional rest pause with breathing work and build it up over time. But if I'm doing that 3 times a week, honestly, that's plenty of quad work for me. Plenty of quad work. Because again, keeping in mind, we don't want the excessive leg development, you know, and I already have a history of really big legs, sometimes my lower body outshining my upper. So again, if we're going to train kind of like those guys, you know, we do the same thing. We still want a big squat. Nothing wrong with having a 500 squat, but I'm definitely not going to do a lot of leg extensions and stuff. But that's plenty. That is plenty of squatting for my goals, especially while I'm cutting right now. Oh, we're at 211, by the way. So I kind of said in the stream, and yeah, I like to do a set of reverse hypers after, and I'm doing them now Louis Simmons style. I do 1 set, whether I squat or deadlift, I always do it after now. And again, just trying to get that extra posterior chain work, make sure we get that in, get that restoration for the back, and then we go on to our upper body, and then we finish with calves near the end. But yeah, 211, definitely noticed the loose skin on the low back getting a little better still. And I went ahead and, you know, I'm doing carbs plus healthy fats now. We're not going to do the pure total bro diet because again, I need to be able to not have inflammation. So I do need a little bit of healthy fats. I made a pretty good run though on the ultra low fat, pretty good run so far. But I do feel like just for recovery purposes, I need to have some healthy fats in my diet, to avoid nutritional deficiencies. I'm not 25, I'm 48. I feel like I got to have it. And notice my tendons are way better adding them back in. I already feel like all my tendons feel good again. Nothing hurt today, so I'm super happy with that. All right, weighted dips, pretty good. Trying to just focus again on these, getting this deep stretch. I'm trying to leave about 1 rep in reserve. So a nice, challenging, hard work sets. I don't know that I have another because I'm pausing on that last rep. If I think I've got one left, I pause on that last rep more to make it a little more challenging. But again, I've been focusing on getting deeper and deeper on these. And I feel like, you know, my shoulder health is probably benefiting from it. So happy with that. So again, I'm right at 8 reps on this. So again, focusing on the range of motion. Speaking of which, on the pull-ups, because again, I wanted to mess with pull-ups. Where I always say, guys, with the wider grip, I cannot get higher. But I have to remind people, they're like, oh, your chest should touch the bar. I can't touch my chest to the bar on a lat pull down. So I don't know how I'm expected to do it on a pull-up. So even when I incline bench, disclaimer, I struggle to touch the bar to my chest with the empty bar. I usually need a little weight to compress it. So I decided, let's see if I can drop the weight a little and go higher. And it's like, I'll be honest, I don't feel my lats as much. Okay, so that's an interesting point. I've told people that dead hang is important for lats, and it really is the most important part. So when we get over to that, I went ahead and got these up higher to where I got my chin to the bar on most of the reps. Some of them I had to really strain with it, but I went with just 25 pounds instead of 45. Because if I just do my normal natural range of motion, I can do 45 just fine. So if I try to force that little bit, notice I have to change my form to get over the top. We have to totally change the bar path and swing to get over, to even get there. And that's okay. I'm like, let's just do that. I wanted to dead hang every rep. And in this case, let's just get the longest ranges of motion that we can. So we go into a dead hang and come as high as I can. I'm kind of straining it. And I reduced weight. I definitely don't notice more back. I feel more arm. Like, I'll be fair, you know, when that topic comes up, I actually feel more bicep. And again, stating what we feel isn't everything, of course. But what was interesting to me is that when I try to force myself up over the top of the bar, it feels like a curl, even with an overhand grip. It feels like a curl at that point. I'm like, this is now an arm exercise, which is interesting. I've always said I do my back exercises in a way to where I feel my lats. And I always say, look, like pull-ups, chin-ups, none of this stuff's ever helped my biceps in the past. Not really, not for me. They always lagged. I had to start doing curls to start getting them caught up, really push curls, and I'm still not 100% caught up. But what's interesting, when I do force myself to do that, it feels like a bicep exercise. Now it feels like a curl. I don't feel any back at the top. Just an FYI. I don't feel any lat. I feel like my lats have they feel like they just unengaged when you get all the way up. Just making a note of how I feel so that I have it for just record purposes. But again, it's obviously, you're still dead hang pull-ups. We're obviously training lats, so whether you feel them or not is irrelevant. So pullovers, I said last time I wanted to stop messing with the straighter arm and I want to really do bent arm. I want to do kind of the old school, and I want to see if I can get to where I can keep improving the range of motion more and more, right? I want to get the deepest stretch I can. So a lot of these are paused, and wow, this was different. So the straight arm versus the bent arm, I don't feel as much chest anymore. It feels like a chest lat tricep before, and I even felt some lateral tricep. This feels like nothing but lat and long head of the tricep. And having done them with this manner, right, with the bent arm type pullover, and then stretching as deep as I can, and I want to see if I can get that range of motion deeper and deeper and deeper. I want to work on that actually, because again, that's a great mobility tool, and I do have that limited range of motion. So, and there you go. So you can see where the lower back is. It is actually started. It's improving more. So I think all the loose skin is going to still get a lot tighter when I drop another 10, 15 pounds of fat. We just keep chipping away at it. But here's what I'm going to say as far as that long head, especially because I did dips first. I'm going to see how it feels different on bench press day. But keep in mind, those pull-ups are hitting that long head too. Man, every one of these sets, my long head of my triceps was absolutely on fire. So I feel it a lot. I always thought with the straight arm, like, wow, I really feel it. But the bent arm, even more so. Like someone took a blowtorch to my tricep, the whole top half, that long head. I really, really, really felt it. So that's interesting. But I don't feel any chest anymore. So when I do the straight arm, I feel a lot of pec. Now, obviously, the chest is being worked. So again, just because we don't feel it doesn't mean everything. I'm simply making notes for the vlog of if I do some form change, I want to see if it feels different. But these with the bent arm pullover, man, that tricep long head. So it's like, okay, and I thought that was going to be the case. I'm like, I bet you I will feel more I bet you it'll be better tricep. It was noticeable, but the others still work it. Like I get a hell of a burn and pump. But yeah, it was just a burn. Those triceps were burning from that. So now we're in a good place. So we're doing the deep weighted dips, which is a great tricep exercise, and we do those pullovers. I think that combination really going to be money to continue to bring those triceps up, which I need to do. I need more arms. So I did incline curls today. I'm doing the old school stuff, and I've been doing straight bar curls. I'm like, let's work some incline in today because it's, again, such a great stretch position movement. And I wanted to take it all the way up. So I'm not just stopping part of the way. I'm bringing it as high as I can. So deep stretch, full range of motion. Managed to get 8s on these, and they were hard. Like these are sets to failure. So, and when I say failure, I did 8 reps. I tried to slow the 8th rep because I knew it was hard. And then at the bottom, I couldn't lift it. It just sticks at the bottom. So that is muscle failure. Even if people think whatever, it didn't go slower, I can't lift it anymore. It just stopped. So we get to the bottom and that's the end, right? So again, incline curls. I was thinking of doing some banded curls. I'm like, look, if I'm going to do 5 full body and I'm going to do 3 sets of bicep, I can throw some banded or other curls in every now and then. But that's 15 sets of curls. I have 15 sets of curls a week. That's a fair amount, considering I'm either doing pull-ups or rows every day. And those pull-ups, I felt a good, actually a lot of bicep on those today, trying to force myself to go chin over the bar. So just making a note. So again, I like the incline curl. I'm a big fan of incline curls. You guys know that. It's very old school. But realistically, if we're looking at a lot of the old school stuff, barbell curls with a straight bar, dumbbell incline curls, and then preacher curls. Those guys all built great biceps that way, and that's all they ever needed. But yeah, I thought incline curls would be a nice addition today. Of course, I regularly do them. I've just been doing the straight bar the last week. But some variation, definitely not a bad thing. I almost feel like maybe I should just push out the incline curls for a while. What's going to happen if I do them 3, 4, 5 times a week, right? Just work with them. So again, trying to just do 3 sets for every body part. So I only counted the pullovers as triceps. Obviously, the pull-ups as lats. I'm counting the dips as pecs, even though the dips are really a tricep too. But I feel more chest the way I do them. I definitely feel that chest. So then I did some laterals. Did some lateral raises. And they may not look the best in this, but they felt good. So again, people argue about laterals, and I've said many times, there's no way to take the side delt out of a lateral raise. It's always going to be the primary mover unless you do something really dramatically weird with the form. But the pullover, still talking about those pullovers. Those pullovers just, they felt amazing. Again, some serious tricep burn. The lateral's nothing really to speak of. It's just a lateral raise. Just did my sets right there, challenging sets of 8 with this weight. I just used the same weight as the incline curl. I figured it'd be about 8 or 9 reps, and I was right. So again, just came in, just some quality sets for the side delts. I'll probably do more rear delt work though than side because my front's good. But I may have days where I come in and just have some dedicated delt and hit all 3 angles, you know. Right now, though, I feel like my rear delts are lagging behind my front delts, so I'm tending to do laterals or rear delt stuff a lot more. We also continued with the theme of using the SSB for the calf raises. It's just easier to get in position. I know it's not old school. Normally we use a barbell, but it's just so easy to get into position now. And these were all hard. I got a good calf work. I only managed to get 11 reps on all these sets. I had a little bit of balance issues on a couple of the sets, but we continued. Just kind of regained composure. Getting used to, again, that really tall block, because I'm on that 2.5-inch one. It's just a little bit of a balancing act, but once you get in the groove, though, again, fantastic calf burn, right? Fantastic calf burn, and happy with it. My legs are pretty well on point here. Legs are doing just fine. So again, I like to do the 3 sets of calves, even if I'm going to do a little less on the quads and stuff for recovering, keeping that frequency high so that we keep that metabolic burn high, so that I'm burning through a lot of calories in my legs in the fasted cardio after, because all my cardio is fasted. So I did 2 hours already today between the walking and then the bike. So I did those on camera between my 2 different things. I did all the walking on Facebook, all the biking on YouTube. So 2 hours of fasted cardio after this. But the other big thing, if I'm doing the calves every day for the multiple sets, the idea here, I also want the calorie burn from that. It's just part of my cutting strategy. In addition to, I don't think you can really have calves that are too big if you're chasing, again, a certain look. You can have overdeveloped quads, particularly upper quad. But as I continue to work on developing that physique, as I get leaner, that more silver to golden era type look that I'm kind of shooting for, I do think really putting the calf work in will help. Plus, again, the fat loss of it. But definitely got to continue to work arms and delts. Although the delts, I really do think as long as the rear delts come up and I just get leaner, they'll be in a good place. And then, of course, we finish up with some forearm work. So, again, everything got some stuff. So instead of coming in and doing, let's do some more curls now, we need to keep hitting the forearms. Big forearms are also part of the look. So, again, very happy with that, just using my normal forearm work. I may do some hammer curls or some reverse curls or some other stuff or the other, but just working those flexors, it's a good thing. Keep in mind I'm doing pulling every day with no straps, and then I'm going to deadlift a couple days a week with no straps. So again, we're getting a fair amount of forearm work with all of that, between the pull-ups, the rows, the deadlifts, but just doing a little bit of direct forearm work like this, not a bad thing. Potentially beneficial. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.